What's up guys, Tiago Lemos here back with another review exclusively for you guys. Today we have got a pair of New Balances, Tiago's 1010 specifically, that I thrifted from a guy over in somewhere in Perak. I think it was Ipoh. But I'm happy to finally have a pair of Tiago 1010s in my collection. This is what they look like. This is the all black with the hits of gray 3M and the slightly translucent outsole at the front with a gum rubber outsole with a higher geometer at the back. So for the purpose of context, I first knew Tiago when he first got on DC. He was one of the guys along with John, Kevin and Jameer that were part of the Lynx or the OG shoe resurgence, and he wore the Lynx heavy. He wore the all sorts of colors, really. But not long after that, he left for New Balance. Obviously, we were all surprised, but we all wished him the best. And I think it was one of the much more commercially smarter decisions that he made as a pro skateboarder, taking into account the current conflict going on with DC, with Danny leaving and their advertising strategies, so to speak. So if you're a pro skater, you have to post a certain way, wear certain shoes. Basically, they've got guidelines for their pro skateboarders when they are advertising or using their products for social media. But let's not talk about DC. We're here to talk about the New Balances. So also a backstory, I've always wanted a pair of the 1010s. When they first came out, the white, the blue and the yellow colorway was an amazing colorway. Obviously, they had the gray day colorway after that, and they're just impossible to have here. So I got in touch with a friend who was working for New Balance. He's a retail store manager over in Wanutama. Epis, this video is for you. So he said that New Balance Malaysia has no plans whatsoever to bring New Balance Numeric shoes into the Malaysian market because it may just not be viable. There's already they have their own reasons basically. So the only way that we can get them is on Surf Dome, I believe, which obviously has since changed and you can't use the website anymore, and just basically eBay and all of the other websites that hopefully don't ship 100%. Their shipping doesn't cost 100% of the shoe. So glad to have this, obviously in great condition, I must say. I'll show you the little defects that we have, but let's go over the shoe. So Tiago's first shoe on New Balance, he has two now, 1010s being one of them, and the 808s, is basically like a streamlined runner style with that New Balance notch right there. That is basically just a throwback and a callback, just basically digging into the archives and finding what pieces work where. So we know that the triple stitch toe cap is one of Tiago's favorite features on a shoe. He doesn't like a one-piece toe. His first DC model had a one-piece toe, but obviously the Lynx after that had a triple stitch toe cap, and basically with a toe cap your kick flips just catch a little bit better. I don't know, new age skateboarders, tell me what your preferences are nowadays. But at one point, remember, no shoes had no toe caps back in 2011 to 2015 to 2017, basically with the resurgence of Dinoskis and whatsoever. But we finally have the toe caps and it's back and stronger than ever. Under that triple stitch toe in the front, which is all suede, you've got this piece of I want to say it's fused. Basically it's fused. It's not Nike technology, but it's a thin synthetic piece that runs all the way to the back here. And actually, if you look at the wear test videos of this shoe on YouTube, I think Skateboard Dad has them and a few other guys. But basically, when you wear down this, if you rip this away, if you were to unstitch this, this fuse patch or fuse paneling actually goes down all the way to the sole. So after you break through this, you're gonna have that little piece of fuse, just saving your shoes in the kickflip area. Over at the side panel, you have a traditional lace-up style with this independent piece, which is actually just a design. It doesn't go down all the way, I believe. It may, but I'm not sure. Or it may actually be linked to the fuse panel. I don't know. People haven't cut this shoe up. With the New Balance N just right there. And I don't think this is reflective because the only part that's reflective is the strip at the back. At the top, you've got the eyelet with I just call them lace savers, but I don't know how well they work. Apparently people do say when you do skate the shoe and you do heel flips, you're gonna wear out this part and the foam is gonna expose, but hey, that's just part of heel flipping. Over there you've got some perforations. You can't see that on this colorway, but there are a few holes just on top of this foam, just right there for better perforation and breathability. And under all of that, under the suede, the fuse, you've got this mesh that goes all around the shoe, and it is, yeah, it just goes all around the shoe, under this part, under here, and leading all the way to the back to the last fuse panel at the back here, which is basically their Phantom Fit technology. I don't know what that technology does, but I do believe that it just brings the shoe a little bit closer to the foot. You've got the 3M suede panel, like I said, and the same suede panel which goes to the back to this stitch pattern, which is exclusive to the Tiagos, and basically just joins the fuse panels together. They could have actually just glued that up instead of stitching that just to bring the weight down, but whatever, I didn't design the shoe, but it looks dope. On this side, you basically get the same thing on this side, so you can see that there are some wears just on that fuse paneling just right there. And for the lace up, like I said, you have a traditional lace up panel at the top of the laces, at the bottom actually, depends on which way you look at them, but at the first lace hole you actually have a 3M panel just right there. That strip right there is 3M reflective and goes all the way down, or goes all the way up, and you just have a standard foam mesh tongue. This is what you get throughout the entire tongue, with a synthetic patch on top. I thought this was leather, apparently it's not. It's just like a piece of flexible rubber with the New Balance Tiago 1010 branding just right there, New Balance Numeric. On the inside you have two heel pods. I like to call them heel pods, inspired by the Jordan 28 or most Jordan shoes. And on the inside you get the insole, which looks like so. On the inside you get this insole, which is a New Balance Ortholite insole. That's what it looks like at the top. You've got the green cloth corresponding with the heel pods at the back, and this is the bottom, what it looked like. And when I tried just cleaning this out yesterday, it felt very, very cushiony, and it absorbed water a lot, which means that it does not pack out very well. I believe this will hold shape very, very well and very, very long. And obviously Ortholite is antimicrobial, so that helps with the well-being of your feet. So the Tiago 1010 is a cup sole construction, obviously with EVA cutouts, but they call this fuel cell, obviously. So you have fuel cell cutouts, and you can see this all over the shoe, all over the bottom of the shoe. But let's talk about the endurance rubber that New Balance uses, and you can see that at the front, just right there, endurance. And you can see the durometer numbering just right there, which reads 6367A at the top, and at the back you have 6872A. And when a shoe company does something like this, it just reminds me of DC's DGT, or dynamic grip technology compound. We all know that the shoe is a single piece of rubber, obviously, but with certain pieces crafted a certain way, the durometer of the rubber, the hardness of the rubber is going to be different materially from here to here, and we all know that's how that works. But it's nice that New Balance is trying to kick up that technology to bring out the, obviously with New Balances, the higher the number goes, the better the technology is. Obviously this is not going to be the same as Jamie Foy's 467. This is obviously one of the most technologically advanced shoe in New Balance Numeric's catalog, obviously. So that outsole goes from the front. It has like a semi runner toe style at the front with a raised bump, and it goes over to the back, and no sort of branding really aside from the fuel cell. And going into the fuel cell, this is what you can actually see in the translucent bottom parts. Those parts in black there are actually fuel cell foam, just peeking through the outsole. And the outsole obviously is one of the best designed outsoles for skateboarding footwear, I believe personally, with the New Balance logo just right there. And this is translucent rubber with the nubs, and this is one of the main reasons why I bought this shoe, because I saw that the outsole wasn't worn down entirely, which means that I'll still get a lot of wear out of them. I don't think you have any other durometer readings aside from those, but it's nice to see those little cutouts for flexibility in this shoe, and certain other parts not being flexible, with this part at the heel basically is just for heel stoppage and whatsoever, so the durometer of the rubber is going to be a little bit harder there. So you have the fuel cell peaking there, and you have New Balance's other fuel cell there in green. I don't know if that's a separate part, because when I do take apart the shoe, you can kind of see this green section inside there on the strobo board, and I believe that is this green fuel cell that you see on the sole. So I don't know if that's probably extra protection or not, but I do believe this is a full length fuel cell outsole with some additional padding in the heel just right there. So that takes care of the review. Quick go through of the New Balance Tiago 1010. I'm happy that I got this at a thrift store for just under 100 ringgit, including shipping. Thank you to the seller in Carousel for helping me so much. I've always wanted a pair of 1010s, and just to note that this is actually a size US 10, a Euro 44, UK 9.5 in New Balance sizing, and I believe that this is true to size in terms of US 10. So my big toe actually sits just right over here, so you have a little bit, like probably just about half a thumb space for your feet, so that you don't get toe jams and whatsoever. But if you want your feet to be really connected to the shoe, you're probably gonna want a half a size down, I believe. So if I do manage to find a pair on the market that can ship to Malaysia at a reasonable price, I'll probably go for a 9.5, but I'm glad I tried this out. So a US 10 fits me comfortably, but slightly long. The width is one of the things. So when you do put the shoe on, the shoe fits very, very snug on your feet. It's very, very hard to take off, even with a size US 10. So just bear that in mind. So these shoes fit slightly narrow, not too narrow, not uncomfortably narrow if you're going true to size, with a little bit longer if you're going true to size. So I believe I went through the check, details, fit, and that's basically it. So this is the New Balance 1010 from Tiago Lemos from New Balance Numeric. Thanks for checking out this review. I'll see you guys at the next one. Peace.